under Nazi influence.
Well, what's amazing, have you read Yosef, the book by he's Egyptian, Waqif Mustafa, and it's when an Egyptian talks about it, it's even more powerful, even more.
What, when he talks about
the influence of Nazi anti-Semitism in Egyptian culture.
Yes.
I know, it's...
Yes, and there's a lot of it. And that's essentially what you were hearing today, because what happened was, I mean, it's interesting because he said all the time, but the Muslim Brotherhood kind of joined in. There was Nazi propaganda in the 1930s via radio. Anti-British, and then anti-Jewish. And that was kind of the beginning of it, and it infiltrated Islamic circles. So now what we have is these kinds of attitudes where the Quran is read as a backup for classically racist thought, that there's an inherent problem with Jews. And that's what we heard today.
Inherent.
You want the present, right?
That's what we heard today.
Genetic kilu.
Right.
Inherent. Yes. Almost basically genetic.
You didn't really say Jews are murderers because of Palestinians. You said because they're almost debating with them about the Quran.
Rashid Ridda, who was a Islamic commentator in the 1930s, wrote about as Jews as inherently bad, taking those verses from the Quran. And today, in parts of the Islamic world, you will hear people from France, 19th century France, anti-Semites, and anti-Semitic things said by them still being quoted. I mean, look, this is a Prodigal Elders of Zion story quoted and cited in fact. This is what we're up against. It's not, it's not shocking to me. It's just sad. And enraging, but it's not. And so that's what we thought. And so there's a lot, and Lewis gets into it, and there have been documentaries, and there's been later works on it, actually by scholars, German scholars of Nazism have written on this, because they go from Nazism to contemporary, and they see, wait a minute, these are the exact same images.
Is this what we heard today about the professor that said that Christian Europe was created in
I mean, that's also a common point of view. I think it's, again, with respect to him, I'm glad he's not trying to do the other. I mean, it's as somebody who's studied that type, it's a bit oversimplified, but nevertheless, that's a point of view that exists, and it's certainly better than what Christian. Then the other guy, what the other guy was saying. No, there's an alternative of saying that in this conflict, it's like there was. I'll tell you a story. When I was at Brandeis, we had a Palestinian-Israeli student who was there.
Well, just say the alternative first, and then give me the story.
Okay. The alternative is that everybody should take responsibility because everybody made mistakes. The West and Britain made mistakes. The Zionist organizations made mistakes. The Arabs made mistakes.
Okay.
It's too broad a conflict to just blame only one side, right?
Yes.
The British he's right in the sense that the British played one side off of the other for their own interests, right?
Sure.
And they promised different things to different people that they couldn't deliver on, all for a short-term gain, right? For gain of empire, and this is what empires do. So in that sense, he pitted, but it's also the fact that throughout in the early years following Britain's declarations, many Arab leaders were, believe it or not, either kind of open or even supportive of Zionist points of view. Ibn Saud, right, was originally said, we wish the Jews a hearty welcome home. It wasn't because the conflict solidified over time, and that there were mistakes by both the Arabs and sometimes specific things that were done on purpose by both Arabs and Jews within, let's say, Eretz Israel, Palestine. The alternative is just more of a more complex approach, but it's certainly better, and more accurate than saying, Jews or Arabs are inherently evil, which is what you hear.
But what I thought was so beautiful we heard today from Omer's professor is that he calls for both sides to take responsibility.
Yes.
He both said, what is our work and what is your work?
Right.
In other words, and that was beautiful because to see, you know, we really need, it wasn't just saying that we're tech responsibility, not only saying that it's your responsibility, but he said we each have a challenge and we have to take responsibility for our own